Hello and welcome back to a Toasty Hen podcast knitting update slash crochet. We have some crochet in here today. Um there's a hot mess of a pile next week because I was trying to get set up as fast as possible. My baby's taking a nap and I have very limited time to record this. I have literally had my tripod on my table and some of this stuff sitting on my couch for like 3 weeks now because I was going to do a May update, and now we're almost at the end of June. So I guess we're going to be doing bi-monthly updates at this point because life with a baby and small children in general is chaotic. We have a crawling girl. She wants to stand. Yeah, I basically can only knit after she goes to bed. And that's also when I have time to catch up on all the chores I didn't have time to do throughout the day. So without further ado, here's what we've been working on. We're going to try to make this fast so I can get through this before she wakes up. So we'll start with a finished object. This was my very first brioche project. This is the Harlow Flip. Let me flip this brim back. By Andrea Mowry. I actually made this over Memorial Day weekend here in the US for the Harlow Flip for her spring knit along. So this was my first ever brioche project, and there's a couple little mistakes here and there, but it turned out so well. I'm so happy with the way that this turned out. So this is for my husband. I do still need to block it, but I love it. It's so good. I'm very proud of my first brioche project. So we have this as a finished object for May. As immediately after casting that off, I started another one. So I have this in my Della Q support your local yarn store snap bag. I immediately cast on and started working on a mini version for our daughter. So I have through the flip section. So this work is worked with syncopated brioche knitting, but I made that. Sorry, I forgot to show this for the bigger Harlow. I used the Barocco Ultra Wool thread and this black and white gray variegated. So there's the little baby Harlow Flip. I did have to adjust my needle size and had to go down a couple for the original, for the bigger one. And now I'm making the smallest size for our daughter. And I think if there's enough yarn left over, I really liked the way that just the single brioche worked for me and looked on me. So I think what I might do is once I finish hers, depending on how much is left over, I might make myself a coordinating brioche headband where I'll just knit the basically the brim instructions for my size, so that we can all have a matching hat / headbands. I think for finished objects, that's really all I have. I have a lot of progress on other stuff. This little, oops, my needles fell. This little sweater would have been done, except that I ran out of this main blue yarn, and I had already decided that I wanted to flip the shoulders. So this is my, it was the pattern name. I'll put it up here. Steeked baby cardigan. So this is in Emma's Simply Spectacular DK. I have the bottom ribbing done. I have the body done. And I had split my remaining of this set sail colorway, and this is like all I have left, which is not enough to continue the stripes, even alternating it on the sleeves. So I do have more of that on order. It just hasn't come in yet, so I haven't been able to finish my sweater. I know I could steek it and then all that's done is the sleeves, but I've had other things to work on. So my little steeked baby cardigan is not done, and that is still living in my flipped tote. Goodness, I don't know what it is. It's allergies, or the fact that it's 1,000,000 degrees here. Oh, I didn't say that. I'm not wearing anything knitted because it's like 1,000,000 degrees in Michigan right now. I did switch out of a stained t-shirt that I was wearing around the house into a clean shirt. So yeah, we got that. Challenging to get these videos done because baby girl has decided that she only needs 2 naps a day, and they are 30 minutes. And a lot of the time, I can only get her to nap in the car, or I coordinate a nap when we're going places. So, anyway, this is a new project that I decided that I felt like crocheting something. So I had picked up one of some yarn that I had been using for a while. So this is a Granny Pop Pullover by MJ's Off the Hook Designs. So this is the whole body of this sweater is done, the bottom ribbing, and I started this sleeve. I only have like 3 rows done on the sleeve. Oops. But this was an Emma's Simply Spectacular DK gradient pack. It's the Isn't She Grand, which has about 500 yards. I started out up here with this orange and with it's Oh My Gourd, their fall colorways, and then that matched one of the Isn't She Grand colors, just so I could get a little bit deeper in the yoke. And then I faded down into the oranges, and once we started getting into the blues, I joined this tan, which was from a Wonderland's Fiber messenger kit. I have scoured Ravelry, Google, their website, and I cannot find which kit it was. I probably bought this kit 8-10 years ago. I don't know. It's been in my stash forever. And it's a sport weight. I know that. And that is this blue up here is that blue, and it is the tan. So I had 2 like full skeins of that. And then so I started at the top with the oranges and the solid blue, faded them down, keeping the solid blue. And then when the gradient pack started to switch to the blues, because it was very similar and it could fit in there, I picked up the gradients and worked down while I switched and did the tan. I don't know if that makes sense, but you can kind of see that in the fade. And then I had weighed out everything beforehand, and then I made little mini balls with my sleeve colors. So this goes to the darker blue inside. So the sleeves will match this fade. And then I do have some Beach Please from Emma's that I striped in the tan in here before I switched to, where is it? I don't know. Somewhere in here. Where's on my table? I don't actually know where the other one went. Before I moved to this solid tan, I did some Beach Please. And then I will do the gray for the cuffs bottom. So anyway, it's a long explanation for this colorway, but I am so excited for this. I feel like it's gonna be a great, it reminds me of summer bonfires. I don't know why. Sunsets, bonfires. So I'm excited to work on this one. And so I basically did the majority of the work for that in like 2 weeks, and then my wrist was like, no thank you, we need to take a break. So I did take a break for a few days and just did like very, very minimal, really didn't do a whole lot. The crochet really aggravated it. We're fine now. Okay, now we're going to get into some more works in progress in various stages of completion. I really should just sit down and like figure out where I'm at on all these things, but it is what it is. Oh, I do have another finished object. It's in my diaper bag right now. I'll put a picture up. My local yarn store did a sip and cal. I don't remember what it was called, but we made these little cup cozies. So you bought the kit. There was 2 knit along dates, and I finished mine during the first one, which is good because I couldn't make it to the second one because we went on a little trip. But anyway, I made this cute little cup cozy. I chose to do stranded color work. There was also an option to do double knitting with the color work, but I really liked one of the designs that was just a single strand. And like I said, I was able to do it the whole thing during that knit along class at the beginning of June. It's currently not over here because it was, but it is in my diaper bag because I used it the other day. So I decided it's going to live in my diaper bag, and then if I get coffee or drink out, I will use my little cup cozy. So anyway, the next work in progress that I've been plugging along on, which I didn't show for a while because it was a test knit, and I got through splitting for the arm and did a little bit under the armpit and was able to give all my measurements at that point, and notes, is my Silverberg, which I am so bummed that this is not showing up on camera because this is the most gorgeous tonal green from Malabrigo. It is, I'm 99.999% sure it is the Fiona colorway in Malabrigo sock. I just had a few random balls like this that I got like 10 years ago at a garage sale. No labels or anything, but it is gorgeous. And I have some other Malabrigo, and it matches that tonal dye pattern, and it matches like the feel of their sock yarn. So the Silverberg has these gorgeous pearl rows. You can see that gorgeous texture as the lace work on this beautiful lace pattern on the front and on the back. And you can see that I am a few inches down under the armpit. So once you join in the round, it goes pretty quick because you're just working rounds of knit, keeping that lace chart, and then you're doing every few rows, you do a purl row to get that pearl texture. I have this much left of the ball of yarn that I said I was going to finish and then do the sleeves. And the sleeves is just some ribbing, and I have the needle for that and my DPNs in case that needle's too long. And I'm going to work the sleeves, and then I am going to finish the body. So that way the sleeves are done and it's ready to go. Anyway, my Silverberg, this is so gorgeous. Then one of my drawstring bags that I made, I forgot to show the Granny Pop is in this bag, which I think I got from Lion Brand Yarn when I ordered yarn or a pattern kit or something from their website a very, very, very long time ago. I don't even remember where I got that bag, but I'm fairly confident it's an old bag from Lion Brand Yarn. Really what I've been working on is the Granny Pop and Silverberg. And then, my Peace and Happiness is a little tangled up right now. Oh, hey, there's the tan for the Granny Pop. This video is so chaotic today. I am sorry. All right, we have a bonus yarn, my Peace and Happiness. So this one does have a progress keeper. The only thing I think today that I am going to show you that has a progress keeper on it. So my Peace and Happiness is quite a bit bigger than last time it was shown. And oh yeah, there is my progress keeper, so that will move up here. But I am plugging away on this one. This has been my pumping project. After the little one goes to bed, I sit and work on this one because it's a simple enough pattern. It's a nice, like, usually an 8-row repeat for each of these sections. And so far, they have been easy enough that once I kind of get in the rhythm, it's really easy for me to just work on that and not have to keep referencing my pattern, because that's the problem with a lot of the projects I have right now is I have to keep referencing my pattern, which makes it harder to take them out and work on in the car if I don't bring my iPad to reference them. But here is my Peace and Happiness shawl. I think I'm about a third or so of the way through. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections. And I think there's like 13 sections or something. So anyway, love it. The stitches are beautiful. The texture, these colors, and I'm very happy with the way that this is turning out. I also don't have it over here, but I did cast on a Tulsa tee. No, the Tulsa tank in the darker blue version of this Remix Light. But I'm not sure how I feel about it yet, so I don't know. I'm not going to show it because it's only like, I don't even know. It's only like 3 rows of ribbing. Nothing too exciting. I think I showed these socks last time. I got them joined onto one needle. So that's as far as we made it with these guys. Just have the toes and they are joined onto a single needle. Maybe I might throw those in the car. Actually, this would be a good car project right now because this pattern for these socks has you knitting them in a continuous tube, just following the same pattern, and then the length that you want, you bind off, and then you later pick up your afterthought heel wherever it works for you. So that might go in the car because that'd be a good car project. All right. I made this bag recently. I am trying out. I decided that I wanted to do some of these clear bags. So this one and this one are trials and kind of playing with ratios and figuring out what works. I have notes on both and how I want to improve them, but I like the overall size of this one. I just wish it was a tiny bit taller. So I think I want this section to be a little bit taller so that I can fit my iPad in here because that's what I like. I use Knit Companion when I'm knitting to keep my pattern pulled up on there, and you can add notes, you can highlight things, you can they have a little bar that you can move around. If I had my iPad over here, which apparently I don't, I'd show you, but you can like move your highlighter, notes, row counters. It's a fantastic app if you're a knitter. I have it on my phone and on my iPad. I haven't figured out how to make them talk to each other, so if I open it on one device and make notes, it doesn't transfer to the other one, and I don't know if there's a way to do that. I'm not that into it, but it's a great app. Check it out. It is free. The base version is free, and then there's a paid version. I decided to pay for it because I think it was like $20 for the whole year or something like that, and that felt worth it to me. And now, especially with the amount that I use it, having a couple of those like pro features are so helpful. Anyway, on to the project that's in here. Enough about Knit Companion in the bag for now. I'm not sponsored by them. And anyway, I don't even know if they do sponsorships, but if they want to, hey, I will learn how to use it more and talk about it. This is a test knit for somebody that I know, Crinkle Crow Studios. They're actually the ones who designed the and co-hosted the SIP knit along with the cozies. So this is a test knit I'm working on. It is a strawberry shortcake little wrap cowl. So I'm just a little bit of the way into it. I love the way this is working up so far. This was yarn that I had originally set aside for a sock in these orange and blue colors. And then when I was yarn questing, I picked up this pink one, and I thought that was a super fun, bright, summery vibes. And then I had a single skein of black figuring weight in my stash that I thought would tie it all together, and I weighed everything out, and it was what the pattern called for. So I love the way this is turning out so far. I added that blue color in for a nice little pop of color. So I will talk about that one more when I get a little bit further into it, but I need to go back and recount some things because either I'm off or the stitch count is off. And that's the point of a test knit, to figure out all of those things. So that is all that I have right now to show for like current works in progress that I'm actively working on that have progress to show that I haven't finished. So I have a couple of fun acquisitions to share and a project that will be on my hook soon. So one of those acquisitions was my birthday present a few months early. My birthday's in October, but I knew that these were going to sell out, and it was something that I knew that I really wanted. So I asked my husband, I was like, hey, can I order my birthday present early? And he said yes, so I was able to get a set of Tony Lipsy's collaboration with We Crochet, and I got the Tunisian hook set. This set is absolutely gorgeous. It has 2 of each size from a 4.5 millimeter up to an 8 millimeter, and it has cables and stoppers for these Tunisian hooks. And they are a gorgeous wood, like that color is absolutely stunning. So I have one of them set up and my yarn all caked up. This is one of the Madeline Tosh hand-dyed Tosh Merino Lights. This was in the Dye Me to the Moon, which was their local yarn store day colorway. And one of my knitting friends and I are casually doing a Tunisian crochet along for the Party Punch shawl by Tony of TL Yarn Crafts. So I have this one set up. It's just been a minute since I've Tunisian crocheted. And the nice thing is these can be used for regular crochet too if I don't Tunisian that often. But it's been a minute since I've done Tunisian, so I have to look up the stitches and swatch and all of that. So yeah, like I said, we're going to casually do a Party Punch shawl. So if you want to get in on that, comment below and maybe I can set up an Instagram chat or something to do a Party Punch shawl. That'd be kind of fun. Either Discord or Instagram chats or something. I don't know, haven't hosted anything like that, so that could be kind of fun. And then here is that other bag that I designed. I tried to make this one kind of like a little sock bag, but ended up way taller than I anticipated. So I like the height of this one, but I like the width of the other one. So this was for taking notes. And since I was ordering from We Crochet, before the hooks were released, I had been looking at this Kobu yarn, which I have not worked with before. I think I had bought some, but I never used it. So I bought four balls in steel blue to make this really pretty boxy bloom cardigan by Evelyn and Peter. So I had saw on their Instagram stories before the pattern was released, like a promo for it. I was like, oh my gosh, I love that cardigan. That is so cute. Again, crochet bug bit me and I wanted to look at all the crochet things. And I looked up the pattern and I couldn't find it. And I went back to their Instagram and was like, oh, it's not released yet. That's why I can't find it. So I was like, okay, I got to mark this down. And then when it released, I got the pattern. And actually, no, this one's a free pattern. So is the Party Punch shawl. They're both paid PDFs or free patterns on their websites. So I bought the Kobu yarn to make that cardigan when I bought my TL Yarn Craft hooks. That will be another cast on project. So I think I'm cast on. Is this still called cast on project? That's where my brain is at today. Anyway, I plan on starting the Boxy Blooms cardigan when my granny pullover is done, which I also forgot to mention. That is another free pattern. You can buy the PDF, but that pattern is also free on their blog, and they have a YouTube video going over the whole granny cardigan or pullover. Anyway, those are what I have been working on. A couple things I have finished, and some things are close to being done, some things are not quite there. But anyway, I feel like there's something that I'm forgetting about, but those are the things that I have been taking with me places and trying to actively work on right now. Editing Hannah coming to tell you I totally forgot to mention this sweater that I made for my niece. This is a basic garter sweater that I do remember showing before when I was working on it. Yeah, and I finished it, and my sister was going to do the embroidery on it, and then she went into labor, and I picked it up and finished the embroidery too. To make the newborn size, and I used more of a worsted weight yarn with the recommended needle, and I followed the 18-month size. No, I followed the newborn sizes in a worsted weight, and it ended up being like 18 months, which is what I wanted. Yeah. So anyway, I did finish this other sweater. And I know that's, like I said, that's really hard with, now she's 8 months old, almost 9. And knitting and crocheting and crafting is something that I have found I really need to do for my mental health. It is something that is grounding for me. It gives me something to do with my hands that I feel measurable progress with, unlike dishes and laundry that's cyclical. It just feels like I'm doing the same thing over and over a day, over and over and over every single day. Making food, cleaning up, making bottles, pumping, all of those things. The day in, day out routine, the progress I can make on a knitting project kind of helps my brain. And that was something I know a few years ago when I couldn't knit or crochet very much because I was having such bad wrist pain, which ended up being something like in my shoulder. And I did PT for it and everything, and was able to kind of like loosen things up and start doing it again. That took a hit on my mental health. So anyway, well, sidebar there, but that is something that is really important to me to be able to keep up with this hobby and do the things that I love. So, and it's a lot more portable and easier to do with her. We just set up her playpen in our living room so that she can independently play a little bit, which she does great. She loves taking things out of her basket, tasting them, going to the next thing. She'll just like grab things, taste them, look at them. It's a really fun stage, and she likes to play independently. I'll play it in there with her. I'm able to do some things while she plays. And I'm hoping to set up an area in our basement for her to play, and so that I can work on my sewing machine. So I have a lot of sewing projects that are stacking up, and I need to do a big Etsy restock, make some more book sleeves. I've been slowly working on some project bags and bowl cozies. I have 24 on my table right now. Half of them are done. Half of them are like, I need to do the last seam around, flip them and top stitch, and then they'll be done. So we're in the home stretch on those guys. And yeah, I just have so many ideas and so many things I want to do. I want to do more roll for sewing. There's so much I want to do, and not enough hours to do all of it and to keep our house. Because I'm a full-time stay-at-home mom now. But anyway, we're getting off topic of the knitting and crochet side of things. That is just a look into my life. Yeah, hope you enjoyed watching today, and stay tuned for what else I have to come. I will hopefully be doing some more videos of various things, not just knitting and crochet related, but if you're just here for the knitting and crochet, have a seat. We're here. If you're just here for the knitting and crochet, that's totally fine too. I get that. So thank you for watching this long rambly video at the end, especially about what I've been working on the past couple of months. And hopefully I'll be back sooner with more updates of when I finish something. Or maybe it'll just be more stuff that I cast on. Who knows at this point. I was just telling somebody the other day, I don't need any more projects because there's a couple fun knit alongs happening right now. I was like, I want to do those. Those look so fun. I don't need any more projects though. And then what do? I pick up this and say, oh yeah, I can test that for you. Whatever. It's fine. It's just yarn. It's not that serious. It's okay. So anyway, thank you for watching. We'll be back later with more knitting, crochet updates, maybe some sewing in there, and I didn't even talk about books. That'll be a separate video, but I'll just do a quick short of the books that I read recently because I'm gonna have to look that up and pull the data. So, because that's fun. I love using Storygraph for that. So, anyway, we'll see you next time. I'm gonna go make some more. No, I don't need more coffee. I need to drink some water. I'm gonna go get myself a glass of water and try to stay cool with baby girl. We might go hang out in the basement when she wakes up from her nap. Anyway, bye.